Introduction to ASHRAF KHÂN, KHATTAK. ASHRAF Khan, eldest son of Khushhal Khan, the subject of the preceding notice, was born in the year 1044 Al-Hijra, or 1634 of the Common Era. And when the war, which had been carried on by his father and other Afghan chieftains against the Mughal emperor, died out, Khushhal, wholly disgusted with the world, resigned the chieftainship of the KHATTAK tribe in favor of the ASHRAF. Al-Hijra 1093. 1681 of the Common Era. The circumstances which brought these matters about having been related at length in the notice preceding Khushhal's poems need not be repeated here. Ashraf endeavored for some time to carry on the government of his clan, and also to perform his duties towards the Mughal government by aiding the Peshawar authorities in the administration of the affairs of that province. But he was opposed and thwarted in all his endeavors by his brother Bahram, the same who endeavored to take the life of his father, who styles him Bahram the degenerate and the malignant, and by whose machinations Ashraf was at last betrayed into the hands of Aurangzeb in the year 1095, 1683 of the Common Era. The affairs of the Khan having called for the presence of that monarch who continued in that part of India for several years, the KHATTAK chief was taken along with him as a state prisoner and was subsequently sent to the strong fortress of Bijapur, situated in what is at present termed the southern Maharashtra country, where he continued to languish in exile for the remainder of his life. He died in the year 1105, 1693 of the Common Era, and in the 60th year of his age. Ashraf used to occasionally devote some of his leisure time to poetry before he assumed the government of his clan, incited doubtless by the example of his brave old father, and his brothers Abd-ul-Qadir and Sadr Khan were also gifted with the Kakoathas scribendi. During his exile, he wrote a great number of poems and collected the whole as they now stand in the form of a diwan, or alphabetical collection. According to the usual custom among Eastern poets, Ashraf assumed the name of the severed or the exiled, and many of his poems, written in the most pathetic style, plainly tell where and under what circumstances they were composed. The original diwan, or collection arranged and written by himself at Bijapur, is still in the possession of his descendants, and from it the following poems are extracted. Indeed, I am not aware that any other copy of his poems exists. Ashraf is regarded by the Afghans as a good poet, but his effusions are, without reason, apparently considered difficult and abstruse. When Afzal Khan, his son, became firmly established in the chieftainship, he caused the remains of his father to be removed from Bijapur to Sarai, where the KHATTAK chiefs have been usually interred, a distance of some 1,500 miles. And so we have 17 poems